You haven't started packing, and that's what I'm assuming. You're currently living in a maybe tomorrow type of existence. Each day you wonder if the letter will arrive stating that your home has been foreclosed upon. So let's clear the air, and I will explain how many months you really have remaining in your current residence. View what happens in the first 4 months. You were late with a couple payments, your phone was constantly ringing, and the letters are becoming more aggressive, right? You're feeling like the walls are just closing in on you. But this scenario represents the legal truth in 2026. Under federal law, your mortgage servicer may not file a foreclosure complaint against you unless you've been behind for at least 120 days. Therefore, during these 4 months, you are technically in default. However, the courts have no paperwork on your case at all. This period of time is your window of opportunity. During this time frame, you're searching for one document only, and that's the Notice of Intent to Foreclose, which is also known as NOI. New Jersey has some very strict guidelines concerning foreclosure activities. Under the Fair Foreclosure Act, the lender must send this NOI via both the certified and regular mail at least 30 days before suing you for foreclosure. The NOI must tell you exactly how much you owe in order to cure your default. And if they fail to provide you with this NOI, or if they mail it to the wrong address, they've already committed an error that may give you extra months down the line. So if you receive this NOI, I don't want you to panic. This is not an eviction letter. This is simply a required legal warning. It is your first yellow light, per se. Once these first 4 to 5 months have passed, the lender finally takes action and files a foreclosure complaint in the Superior Court located in Trenton, New Jersey. This is usually when most individuals recall hearing about this event. Process server, a real person, will actually come to your front door and hand you a stack of papers. This is when panic usually sets. However, from the moment those papers touch your hand, you have exactly 35 days to file a contested answer. This is known as the trap door. Unfortunately, most homeowners freeze during this period. They put the papers on the table, get overwhelmed, and allow them to sit there for 36 days or more. If you do this, you just issue the bank a fast pass. They can now seek a default judgment and your time frame has been cut down significantly. But if you file a controversy answer or request court mandated mediation, you just put massive speed bumps on their pathway. And that's what you want to do. In New Jersey, you have 60 days from the date of service where you can choose to participate in mediation with the bank's lawyer. This is really just a face-to-face meeting with a neutral third-party mediator who will be facilitating this discussion between you and the bank's lawyer. This forces them to actually look at your specific circumstances. Things like loan modification, short sale, repayment plans, etc., will be discussed during that time. If mediation was successful, that is a huge victory. But it's important to know that if after mediation fails to produce any results, the case moves forward to final judgment. This is a quiet phase though. You are still living in the house. The grass still needs cutting. The neighbors don't know anything is wrong. However, the bank is actually building its case against you. And prior to receiving their final judgment, they must send you one more notice, a 10-day letter. This is your last opportunity to show them that you can cure the loan. If not, the court signs the final judgment and issues a writ of execution to the county sheriff. That document tells him or her to sell your property. But now that we have reached the part that keeps people up at night, the sheriff's sale, your property gets scheduled for auction and advertised for 4 consecutive weeks. At this point, Most people mentally check out, thinking that it's over, but it's not over yet. If the sale gets scheduled, instead of panicking, I want you to go straight down to West Market Street in Newark and pay your $28 fee, then pull that emergency brake off the entire process by taking advantage of the 28-day provision that allows you to stop the sale twice. That gives you another 60 days to figure something out. You might be considered to sell, to move away, to stop reaching and actually make some decisions about what you're going to do next. And there's one more thing you can do after that. Even after the auction takes place, you're still not out of the woods because in New Jersey, you have a 10-day right of redemption. For 10 days following the auction, you still have the ability to save your property if you can come up with a full amount or if you can challenge the sale because something wasn't done correctly by either side. And even after that, the new owner must return to court and obtain a writ of possession and then schedule formal eviction proceedings through the sheriff's department, which may take additional weeks, sometimes longer than expected. But really, we don't want to do that, right? We want to be proactive way before all of these happen. So now if we add up all of these phases, 120 days plus 35 days plus mediation plus final judgment plus sheriff sale adjournments, you're not talking about weeks. You're looking at approximately 12 to 18 months in most cases. The point I'm trying to make here is don't pack yet. You've got time. But if you waste that time, that's when you will lose everything. So if you're sitting there wondering if it's already too late or if you still have options to fix this situation, I made a video explaining step by step where you currently are in this process. Click into that.